Hey everyone, and welcome back to my countdown to Halloween. Today is day 11, and today is actually in honor of the original release, I believe anyway, of the Texas Chain Saw Massacre. It's one of my favorite horror films, and one that definitely traumatized me as a kid, but then as I got older, I sort of started to appreciate some of the dark humor of it, and just really appreciate it. Even on a filmmaking standpoint, the fact that they were able to do what they did with such a minimal budget. Oh, I just love that film so much. And I'm even wearing my one of my Texas Chainsaw Massacre shirts today. And yes, you probably did see this in yesterday's video, which I am recording back to back. But I remember renting Texas Chainsaw Massacre from the video store as a kid. And it's funny, it's like I literally remember the first time I watched it, just like my jaw was just on the floor. You know, because that film is actually like really intense. And it's like, again, it's the fact that like it wasn't until years later that I really kind of got the humor. But what was funny was the fact that like, even though it sort of just almost traumatized me in a certain way, I became so fascinated by it. And I just wanted to watch it like over and over and over again. And in fact, I remember going to, God, where was I? I was in some store and they had those like budget VHS, what was it, Video Treasures? Was that the company? It was one of those companies that, because they put out both 1 and 2, and it was just like a budget version of it. And I remember picking it up and again, just watching it over and over again. Somewhere I do have that VHS. I mean, if I have a picture of it, I'll post it right here, but I know somewhere I do have it. There's something about the energy of that film that is really, very few other films have really kind of gotten close to it. You know, that sort of sense of realism in a way. And the ironic thing too is the fact that it's not even as violent or as gory as sort of the reputation suggests, because the funny thing is the fact that at the time Tobe Hooper was actually wanted it to be a PG rated film. The movies were rated a little bit differently at the time, so PG, it didn't necessarily mean a kid's film, but he wanted it to have a little bit more of a wider release, so he kept the violence very low key. So I mean, it's the kind of thing where it's like, yeah, stuff is happening, but you're not showing it. Like, it's just a little bit off camera, or it's a little bit more suggestive. I know Marilyn Burns one time joked that, you know, she's the one who gets the bloodiest in the film, and yet she's the survivor, you know? And in my opinion, very few films can come close to the Texas Chainsaw Massacre as far as being anything even remotely like it. I absolutely love the film, so any chance I can take to celebrate it, I will take it. And just as a side note, in case anyone does ask, yes, I did see the new Leatherface statues that PCS is putting out. They do look amazing, but I'm really happy with my Sideshow one from a couple of years ago. And also, those things are huge and very expensive. And I'm not even sure which one I would go to because they're two, so I, would probably want to go for the bundle. I don't have enough money for one, let alone both, especially since I'm saving up for other statues. So just in case you ask about it, yes, I am aware of it. So let me know your thoughts on the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Let me know the first time you saw it, and if it had an impact on you the same way it did on me. Be back here tomorrow for day 12 of my countdown to Halloween. And as always, thank you for watching, and I will see you on the next one.